rehabilitated, and real entertaining. This is the Carl Jackson Podcast.
Welcome to today's edition of the Carl Jackson Show podcast, your daily dose of objective truth in a world of confusion and lies. What did Obama know, and when did he know it? I'm going to be going through a couple of columns with you. Breitbart unloaded yesterday on Joe Biden. Actually, Comer, the House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer, outlined how the Biden administration received $20 million while Joe Biden was vice president. Also, Red State came out with a damning article about this guy, Eric Sherwin, I believe is his name. Apparently, this is a money man that handled Hunter Biden's money and his wife's money, all of their money deals, if you will, for several years or a couple of decades. He visited the White House 19 times while Biden was VP, and Obama's administration 36 times. We'll get into that next on this edition of the Carl Jackson Show podcast. Stay tuned for some quick program message. Welcome back, guys. Today's show is brought to you by MyPillow.com. Mike Lindell at MyPillow has built a fabulous business, American jobs, American manufacturing, and a great night's rest. Right now, MyPillow is celebrating their 20-year anniversary. They've sold over 80 million MyPillows. And now Mike wants to thank each and every one of you by giving you the lowest price in MyPillow history. Right now, you can buy a queen-size MyPillow for only $19.98. It typically sells for $69.98. If you want a king size, it's only $10 more. All right. You'll also receive deep discounts on all of MyPillow products. So if you wanted to purchase anything from MyPillow, now is the time to do it. Get your Christmas gifts early, birthday presents early, or just get something that you would enjoy for yourself. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener square, and enter my name, actually radio podcast square, enter my name, Carl, C-A-R-L, or give them a call, 800-858-0263. All of their products come with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Again, deep discounts on all products, including bed sheets, mattress toppers, pet beds, mattresses, the My Slippers, so much more. You name it. Go to MyPillow.com, click on that radio podcast square, and enter my name. All right. Now, without any further ado, two big Biden scandal stories, the Biden business scandal stories, and one of them that could potentially implicate former President Barack Obama. I'm sorry, but I believe you have to be foolish to believe that Joe Biden was smart enough to do all of this stuff, all of this corruption, now 20 million while he was vice president, 20 million at least. All right. All of this stuff, all of this crime he was able to get away with right under Obama's nose when Obama was the president of the United States, when Obama was privy to top secret information, so on, etc. More information even than Biden. I mean, come on. Secret Service agents that protect the boat. Come on. You have to be foolish or naive at this point to believe that Obama didn't know anything about this. And there may be a connection, so I'll share that with you. But first, here's Maria Bartiromo. She is interviewing Peter Schweitzer. Peter Schweitzer, Clinton Cash, Red Handed, all of these books that this guy has published that has documented the corruption in Washington, D.C., even Chinese capture of people like Senator Mitch McConnell, who have been making money off of China, he and his wife, for decades. So this is the guy that documents this stuff beautifully. Anyway, so without any further ado, let's go ahead and roll this video. This is Fox News' Maria Bartiromo interviewing Peter Schweitzer about what could be the biggest witness to break in this Biden crime family scandal. Let's roll
Committee Chairman Congressman Jim Jordan with me on Fox Business's Maria Bartiromo's Wall Street this weekend, as he identifies at least one decision Joe Biden made to placate Russian energy company Burisma, allegedly in exchange for being paid $5 million to Joe and another $5 million to Hunter. Joining me right now with more is Peter Schweitzer. He's president of the Government Accountability Institute. He is author of Secret Empires, How the American Political Class Hides Corruption and Enriches Family and Friends. And it was in this book, Peter, that you exposed how Hunter Biden was serving on the board of a Chinese venture called BHR. Archer testified that your book was, quote, the catalyst for Hunter to step down from the board of Burisma. Start us off here, Peter, with your assessment of the Devon Archer testimony.
Well, and let me just add, Maria, by the way, the reason we're at this point today exposing what went on with the Bidens is because you, unlike the vast majority of your colleagues, actually pushed this story since 2018. That's important for your audience to know. But I think that Devon Archer's testimony was absolutely devastating. I was concerned going in. Keep in mind that his lawyer works at BOMBSHELL, which is where Hunter Biden was a lawyer from 2009 to 2014. That firm has a long association with the Bidens and the Democratic Party, but it did not dissuade his testimony. And I thought Devon Archer was measured and focused and key because having studied this since 2016, he is really the guy with the business acumen of all the people that are sort of revolving around Hunter Biden with these various entities that were set up. Devon Archer was the adult in the room in terms of how this business should be structured, and he confirmed everything that everybody assumed the worst of, which is that Joe Biden was the product that this firm was selling. And he unequivocally said any people discussing or claiming that he was not involved with his son's business is totally and completely incorrect. I would add the next shoe that may drop is there's another individual involved with Hunter Biden named Eric Schwerin. If Devon Archer was the sort of business guy, the deal guy, and how you structure this, Eric Schwerin was the money guy. He's the guy that moved money around, and based on the Hunter Biden laptop, Schwerin had access not only to Hunter Biden's accounts, but also Joe Biden's accounts. So when he testifies before the committee, it's going to be interesting to see what he says and what pressure he might be under from this administration.
So I suspect when Eric Schwerin testifies and we get more information into this, the next day, Trump will get another indictment.
So Peter Schwerin, I wasn't sure how to pronounce that, but we'll get into that. But this could absolutely implicate Barack Obama. And so actually, let me just give you this. And I meant to print this column out, but just simply didn't have time to. So I just want to go through some of the details. Red State reported on this yesterday, actually. And honestly, I got out the door and forgot all about it, but remembered it later. All right, so money guy Eric Schwerin testimony could make Devon Archer's pale in comparison as the Biden scandal deepens. This according to Red State. So it says here, with the dust not yet settled on the House testimony of former Hunter Biden business associate Devon Archer, which was explosive, and the ongoing investigation into the Biden family business scandal, it appears that the testimony of another close associate of the Bidens could blow the lid off the case big time. And that is this guy by the name of Eric Schwerin. He is the money guy, so to speak. According to Red State, House Republicans were demanding answers and documents as early as April 2022 when they first reported on it. About Hunter Biden's associate, Eric Schwerin, who was president of Hunter Biden's now dissolved Rosemont Seneca Partners. And as Red State reported back then, or reported earlier, Schwerin had visited then VP Joe Biden in the White House at least 19 times. So again, this is Hunter Biden's, this guy ran Hunter Biden's, or was at least a business associate of Hunter Biden's firm Rosemont Seneca Partners. And he reported to the White House. He visited with then VP Joe Biden 19 times. You're telling me that Joe Biden didn't know anything about Biden's business dealings, didn't talk to about Hunter Biden's business dealings, didn't talk to any of his partners? He apparently did 19 times. What did he talk about? The weather? Turns out Schwerin, who Hunter once described as his father's quote unquote close confidant and counsel, close quote, actually visited the Obama White House as well 36 times, Gabe. 36 times. That was between 2009 and 2016. So not only did he visit the VP Joe Biden in the White House, and consider this too, I'm not sure, because the vice presidency has a different house than the White House, like basically right across the street, or so to speak. So I'm not sure. Maybe they do mean the White House, visited him actually in the White House. But I think that would be even more damning to Obama, wouldn't it be? I mean, it's absolutely insane. And now, also, Obama appointed, listen to this, Schwerin to the Commission for the Preservation of America's Heritage Abroad. So Obama knew this guy. Obama appointed this guy. Obama had to have known that this was the money guy for the Biden family. This is an independent U.S. government agency. And again, Obama appointed Schwerin, the money guy, to the Commission for the Preservation of America's Heritage Abroad. And it's an independent U.S. government agency that I guess started in early 2015. Strictly a coincidence, I guess? No, come on, guys. This is insane. This is insane to think that Obama and Joe had no knowledge of Hunter's business deals. There's just no way. Now, here's how close Schwerin actually was to the Biden family. Listen to this. Hunter's ex-wife, and I didn't realize he was married this long, frankly, Kathleen Buell. They were married from 93 to 2017, so that's 24 years. Wrote in her 2022 memoir that Schwerin, listen to this, managed almost every aspect of our financial life. All right. 1993 to 2017, they were married. This guy shows up to visit then Vice President Joe Biden 19 times in the White House. He visited the White House, the Obama White House, at least 36 times, meaning he didn't go there to visit the White House to visit Biden those other 36 times. It had to be Obama. Man. All right. So it doesn't take Sherlock Holmes to figure this out. Red State says, and of course they're right. This could be the biggest shakedown in American history. During the Sunday appearance with Fox News, we just played that, what Peter Schweitzer said about the money guy. This could be the biggest news to break ever. If Devin Archer was a sort of business guy, the deal guy, and how you structure this, Eric Schwerin was the money guy. That's what we just listened to Peter Schweitzer say. Now, it says here, let's connect the dots. You don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to conclude that Schwerin was indeed the Biden's quote-unquote money guy. More than stands to reason that he had full knowledge of who got how much money when they got it. These are good points by Red State. And through what channels. All right. So how much money did they get? When did they get it? And through what channels did they get that money? Because at least from 1993 to 2017, I assume this guy was the money guy. This guy was the money guy. Maybe not for their entire marriage, Hunter Biden and his ex-wife. Now, here's a series of emails stretching back to at least 2010 that revealed the close involvement of Schwerin with the Biden's finances. So this one occurred on April 9th, 2010. By that time, Joe Biden would have been the vice president of the United States. Here's what Schwerin wrote to Hunter Biden. I was dealing all afternoon with JRB's taxes. And then he says in parentheses, but solved a big issue. So it was all worth it. Now, Joe Biden's full name is Joseph Robinette Biden. So JRB. Man. Now, the following day, here's what Schwerin wrote in an email to Hunter Biden. And I quote, your dad's Delaware tax refund check came today. I am depositing it in his account and writing a check in that amount back to you since he owes it to you. Don't think I need to run it by him. But if you want to go ahead, if not, I will deposit it tomorrow. A former federal prosecutor and expert on money laundering and criminal tax law who wanted to remain anonymous told the Daily Mail that Schwerin's close financial relationship with the Biden family could directly drag Joe Biden into the investigation, which as Red State wrote at the top, could make Devin Archer's recent testimony pale in comparison. And by the way, again, there's no way Obama didn't know. Now here's another one. I think another email. Whatever transaction you're looking at, if there's a connection to a family member or a friend, sure, the answer is yes. They would be investigated. Obviously, if you're talking about the president of the United States. All right, so this is the person from Daily Mail that requested anonymity. So they say whatever transaction you're looking at, if there's a connection to a family member or a friend, sure, the answer is yes. Obviously, if you're talking about the president of the U.S., you'd better have a pretty damn good reason to talk to that person. Oh, there's no doubt that Joe Biden had a pretty damn good reason to do everything he did throughout his alleged involvement up to his eyeballs in the alleged Biden family business scandal. All right. So bottom line there. The question is, can Joe Biden's direct involvement be proved beyond a shadow of a doubt? I think the answer is yes. And I think ultimately Obama will be connected to this. That is my feeling on the matter. Let me just share with you some of this news. So Comer, Biden received over $20 million while Joe Biden was VP. And I apologize. I wanted to read through this more. I thought I printed this out so I could just make some notations so I didn't have to read as much as this to you guys. But let me just give you a little bit of the skibby on this. So the Biden family business, according to Breitbart, received over 20 are written on Breitbart, but according to the House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer, he's a Republican from Kentucky. They have plenty of evidence if they wanted to impeach Biden. So it's all strategery at this point. I just think they better not wait too long. Either they need to get this, do this thing, or just piss, or just get off the pot, and just slow leak this stuff as they start talking about other things such as the economy. Because eventually people are going to get, as bad as this is, people are going to get tired of it, and they're going to think that it's all politics. Because remember, it's primarily activists that are paying attention to politics right now. All right, so the Biden family business received over $20 million from Russia, Ukraine, and Kazakhstan while Joe Biden was VP in the Obama administration. This is crazy. Russia, Ukraine, divided loyalties. The committee previously unveiled 2 tranches of Biden business bank records. Those showed that the Biden business received at least $10 million from business schemes in Romania and China. If you don't think Biden is compromised and has totally sold out to America, I don't know what to tell you. In total, 9 Biden family members received payments from the family foreign business ventures, including 2 of Joe Biden's grandchildren. I wonder if those grandchildren know. I wonder if they're like, if Joe Biden or Hunter Biden their names are on the account somehow, and the accounts just happen to be in their name as the primary. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to co-sign for those younger people to have a bank account. Comer predicted in June that the committee's work would ultimately show that the Biden family accepted up to $30 million from its foreign business dealings. I think it's going to go higher. Frankly, I think it's going to go much higher, but we'll have to wait and see. The committee revealed the third tranche Wednesday after subpoenaing 6 different banks and receiving thousands of records in response. The committee said its subpoenas were tailored to individuals and companies that engaged in business activities with Biden family members and their business associates. So the committee has not yet subpoenaed the Biden family members. Here's a quote from James Comer. During Joe Biden's vice presidency, Hunter Biden sold him as, quote, the brand to reap millions from oligarchs in Kazakhstan, Russia, and Ukraine. He goes on to say, and I quote, it appears no real services were provided other than access to the Biden network, including Joe Biden himself, close quote. So again, it's just influence peddling. I've got the name, Joe Biden. I've got the brand. And so, we can get you out of trouble because a lot of the money that they were making were associated with people like Zlochevsky that were kind of in trouble, corrupt. The United States knew it. Hey, man, we'll scratch your back. If you scratch ours, send the Biden family a little cash. You know what I mean? You have to wonder, how does Obama afford 4 mansions? I know he's got these deals now, Netflix and so on, et cetera. It's just weird. All right. Comer said Joe Biden is implicated in the payment due to his personal relationship with the family's business associates. And now you just learned about this guy, Eric Schweitzer, that could make Devin Archer and Tony Bobolinsky seem like pikers when it comes to evidence that this guy would have, because he actually handled their money. So you have Devin Archer setting up meetings, playing along in this scheme. Tony Bobolinsky that was set up a meeting or to help the Bidens out. He didn't want to be involved in schemes and stuff like that, illegitimate stuff. They robbed him, got his cut of a deal that he did. Didn't even mention it to him. These are just some scandalous people. The Bidens are. But this Schweitzer handled their money. Period. He was their money guy, their personal accountant, their financial advisor, so to speak. Wow, just absolutely amazing. But he was hands on. Let me know if you want me to deposit this money. Wow, the guy was hands on. All right. Also, Comer talks about Biden's meeting with at Cafe Milano with the executives of Burisma Energy in Ukraine. So that proved his connection to his son's business associates. The committee provided specifics about the bank records. One, Hunter Biden and Devin Archer used Rosemont Seneca entities to bring millions from oligarchs in Russia and Asia. They used accounts nominally tied to Devin Archer, but using the familiar Rosemont Seneca branding. Hunter Biden received incremental payments originating from foreign sources, attempting to hide the source and the size of the payments. In February of 2014, a Russian oligarch sent $3.5 million to a shell company associated with Hunter Biden and Devin Archer. That was Yelena Baturina, that transferred $3.5 million to Rosemont Seneca, Thornton, a shell company. Approximately $1 million was transferred to Devin Archer, and the remainder was used to initially fund a new company account, Rosemont Seneca Bohai, all right, which Devin Archer and Hunter Biden used to receive other foreign wires as well. In the spring of 2014, you had a Ukrainian oligarch placed Archer and Biden on the Burisma board of directors. They agreed to pay them $1 million each per year. Burisma Holdings corporate secretary Vadim Pozarsky worked on behalf of the Ukrainian oligarch of Burisma. Hunter Biden was initially hired by Burisma to work as counsel for the company, and Pozarsky and Zlochevsky met with Hunter Biden at a conference in Lake Como in Italy, where they decided Hunter Biden would work on the board of directors with Devin Archer. Then VP Joe Biden visited Ukraine soon after their first payments. So after they pay Hunter Biden and Devin Archer, they get a visit from Joe Biden. Unfreaking believable. In April 2014, a Kazakhstan oligarch wired the exact price of Biden's sports car to a bank account used by Archer and Biden. It was $142,000, and then he went out and bought a $142,000 Porsche. Hunter Biden received millions of dollars in payments from Yelena Baturina, Burisma, and Knes Rakashev. VP Biden had dinner with them in the spring of 2014 and 2015 inside of Washington, D.C. This guy was on the take while he was VP. I wouldn't doubt that he's on the take as president. I wouldn't doubt it. I don't know. But he's corrupt as all get out. And these guys have to know that it's it. I mean, who wants Biden for what? I don't think the guy will even be alive much longer. So who wants Biden for what? After he leaves the White House. He's not charismatic like Obama. Nobody would watch him on TV. It's got to be all corruption. Maybe some sympathy money would go his way. Who's going to work with Hunter Biden if they don't have to? Who's going to bother with Hunter Biden when Joe Biden has no power? Nobody. All right, guys, I appreciate you tuning in to this edition of the Carl Jackson Show podcast. Man, this is just scandalous. This is, while we're suffering, while the economy, gas prices are high, food prices are high, and the housing market, the housing market is tight. So there's bidding wars that are occurring. You have 10 small regional banks that appear to be going under, and here they are, just living lavishly off of taxpayer dollars, money that they would have never made or had access to otherwise if they weren't in power. It's just so sickening. All right, guys, I appreciate you tuning in to this edition of the Carl Jackson Show podcast. Again, subscribe wherever you go to get your podcast. I would certainly appreciate that. All things social media at the Carl Jackson Show. And until next time, do not grow weary doing good. God bless you.